The Nissan Note e-Power is currently one of the best-selling cars in the Kenyan car market. It is preferred by many since it solves one of the problems that we are facing today that emanates from the Strait of Hormuz, the fuel crisis problem. This car boasts of a fuel economy rating of over 20 kilometers to the liter. It's a good car. In fact, this one looks quite normal from outside, but at what point does this money-saving machine become a money pit? This car is drenched in tech. In fact, Nissan calls it an extended range electric vehicle. That is because the e-power concept is basically having the engine to serve the purpose of a generator to power up the battery pack. So from a general point of view, it's a car that is there to save you money by cutting costs on fuel. But what about when the time comes for you to give back to this car? In the recent Nairobi floods, this car was not so lucky. It found itself in a flooded parking, and the result was an absolute disaster. I have Nyambura with me here to explain what really happened and what could happen to your Nissan Note e-Power if you're not careful with water.
First of all, we've always told them, this is not the first time, right?
It's not the first
We've
time.
always told you guys, maji ikizidi, park your car. Park your car. Unfortunately, for this case, it's not that they parked the wrong place, it's just that the parking got flooded. So sometimes it's not what you did. Mambo yalikupata.
Ni life, ni life. In fact, the expression should be maji yakizidi e-power, ipak. Ipak tu.
Lakini ni kama inapata hii power kwa parking.
Hiyo ni a case of, you know, hiyo ni kama venye tumepata na story ya Strait of Hormuz. We were just chilling,
We were
and
just
then
chilling.
fuel prices are at 206, and this is what the fuel saving cars are doing to us, Nyambura. So this car is the equivalent of our power providing entity. Sitaki kuwataja wenye wanaanuanga stima. So ukiona wameanua stima, pia wewe
Anua
anua
gari.
gari yako.
Yes, yeah.
What happened, Nyambura?
So we have this e-power that got flooded, but in the parking. However, other than getting flooded, it stayed in that state for 7 days. So the reason why you'll find that the damage for this car or the work that went for this car is extensive and the cost for restoration is high, is because now of the time that passed before tufike tufunguanishe, we're trying to WD save what can be saved. Unfortunately, so many computers did not survive. And we're going to show you what we mean by that.
Now, one thing to tell the e-power owners is that these cars are filled with so many computers.
Yeah.
And that's why, as I was introducing this episode, I told them that this car is drenched in tech. It's basically an electric vehicle with an engine as a generator.
It is.
And it has become so common. It's actually quite unfortunate that parts have not yet become affordable. Yet we are even seeing vandalism, because this is one of the signs that a car has become common enough.
I don't know. Now, this part, if you're an e-power owner, I think just switch from using body clips to bolts za 10, because they're actually removing it ukiwadi traffic and park, and you're not thinking that something would happen to your car. This is an example.
And not e-powers alone. Kama uko na Note E12,
Yeah.
this is something they are stealing sana, and the market price for it is around 18,000.
Imagine, for that plastic, 18,000.
So, Nyambura, take us inside the car. Show us where you started, you know, the stripping of this car, because it has been stripped to the bare bone. Nje inakaa normal, but ndani,
I know.
it looks good, but it's far from good in the inside.
Looks are deceiving. What you're seeing here and what you will see inside there's a whole story.
Nyambura, I can't get this one open.
First thing that got drenched in sorrow is the door motors. So we have to manually open the doors.
So,
Carry.
so the door motors are gone. So that was the first very basic thing yenye ilienda kwa hii gari.
Yep. Let's just start with the fact that hybrid battery ilikunywa maji. Ilikunywa maji nikakaa ndani ya maji for 7 days. Hakuna kitu hapo. So hata before IPDU and the BCM, First thing you do, put a new battery. Voila, 150,000 on the first day. Anakaribisha mwenyewe town, namwambia sikupenda kwetu, ni hali ya gari imeitisha. So tumewekelea betri mpya. When in the process of trying to get the car on, now we're still using the hybrid fan that was there in this car with the new battery. Ikaungua, kumbe ilikuwa na maji ndani. So we need to change the fan. We've changed the battery, we've changed the fan. Now we've gone back to the BCM and the IPDO. We've changed that. Now we can move the car. Now we move the car from the client's premises to the workshop. We didn't need to tow it because now it's moving. Now after that, now you enter into the rabbit hole of searching for issues upon issues upon issues. As you can see, this car is fully stripped. In fact, I don't think you guys, owners of these cars, think your cars look like this. It looks like this. So this is it. Ni vile tu inakuanga na kitu juu uoni. I've been driving this car like this, but you can't because probably naked cars are not for you. But yeah, so now we have the car, we have it on, but it still has dashboard lights. The clock is not working. Ilikunywa maji. Oh, we have to change the clock. Clock out. Again, tomorrow, the next day we discover, AC, HVAC, iko nje. We need to put a new HVAC. Now, if I count the number of computers we've changed in this car, ADAS, sonar, oh, SRS module, ndio hii hapa, ilikunywa maji, we changed SRS module. Now, this market, we really struggled with finding parts for this car. These cars haven't gone through a lot yet. So if your car goes through a lot at this point, your chances of getting the required parts from Kirinyaga Road and all those guys in town and whatever are very slim, unless we're in the Sasa Utawala. So where we have accident cars, now you can be able, because some of our parts we had to get from there. We couldn't get it. It's either Utawala, Choka and the places, or get them from Dubai. Even suppliers don't know what those things are. In fact, if you try and look for the sonar computer, I think I'm just gonna show you all of these things and tell you sometimes unauliza supplier kama anajua kitu gani anakuambia hajaiona. So that's the challenge. That was the biggest challenge we had with this project, and it has spanned for 4 weeks, almost 5 weeks now. Now it's coming to the end because now every issue has been resolved. 2 of the computers that survived in this car. Number 1, the ECM. You know how the ECM is placed? Inakuanga imeslant hivi. So ikikunywa maji, water will dry out. The second one is this one, the BCM. This particular computer here survived. Everything else, the sonar is here. Change the sonar, the steering motor, and now we couldn't get the steering motor alone. We had to buy the entire column. Hakuna mtu anauza motor ikiwa hivyo, because it's not common. This is now our first encounters with such issues. So now we buy an entire column even though we just need a motor. We have to change the computer for the steering. And yeah, we got it working.
Quick one, Nyambura. Now, this vehicle is a shift by wire, right?
Yeah.
Did you have any problems with the transmission?
No, actually, we did not have any problems with the transmission. It works.
That's the funny thing. Nissans are known for gearbox problems, but I'm surprised that the transmission on this one was still working.
This doesn't have the regular transmission. So I think that's why they got lucky, or you can get lucky with this car. It doesn't have regular transmission.
I think you have the ones you removed.
Yeah,
maybe tunaweza ziona.
Yes.
Let's check them out hapa nyuma. Kwanza, this was a very good stream of the E12 e-Power. It's a mode premier.
Yeah.
There are not many of these.
Yeah.
So one thing about the e-Powers, they have their batteries on the on the rear, where we have the spare wheel well. And Nyambura, before you even show guys all these computers that were changed and even the clock and stuff like that, did you change anything on the hybrid system apart from the hybrid battery?
Yeah. We changed the hybrid battery. We changed the fan that cools the battery,
Mhm.
and also we changed the inverter.
How much was the inverter? I'm tempted to ask.
The inverter cost you around 35K,
35,000.
1000 Kenyan shillings.
Haya, twende one by one zile kompyuta mlibadilisha hapa.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we're gonna start with the SRS module. Good. This one is out. This is the EPS for the steering. What you can see, why some of these things didn't survive is because I'm gonna show you.
It's all rusted, Duku.
Yeah.
The brackets are all rusted.
Other than that, look at the computer. Look at the because this car stayed for 7 days in the water.
Submerged.
Yes. So this is what happened to the computers.
Quick one, Nyambura. So if this car was rescued, say a few hours after it happened,
Or even the next day, yeah.
or even the next day,
Yeah.
were there chances that you would have salvaged more
Yes.
from this car?
Yes. I had a similar project from the same place with a fielder, and the owner of the fielder called me immediately. So the next day in the morning, we went to Katuanisha kila kitu. We only changed one computer, actually two computers. The HB's hybrid battery control module uko mbele, na the computer, the battery module again nyuma. So those are the only computers that were changed. The battery was okay. We didn't change a battery in the fielder. Everything else was fine. Oh, and the HVAC.
But don't forget, gari ni Toyota.
Toyota, you don't change. But
Tuendelee.
so we have this one for the steering, the EPS. Um, the HVAC is very important for this car. By the way, if it's not working, you get a check engine light for some reason. So now it didn't survive.
So now with the hatchback, you have to buy
Yeah.
the whole thing. You know, with other cars, probably you just buy the board and use. Now this one you have to buy the entire.
Yes, you buy the entire thing. So, and interestingly, the blower the blower didn't survive, and the motors that change modes. You guys know the motors that change modes in your AC.
Yeah.
Yes, zote tatu. So ni kama when it comes to AC for this car, it did a refreshment. It was an overhaul of the AC system. So now that's for the AC. Um, we have this is the hybrid fan.
Hybrid battery fan, yeah.
Yes, hybrid battery fan. Iliungua tu, ilitoa moshi vile gari ilikuwa on and was out. So that was changed. This is for ADAS. ADAS computer out.
ADAS, by the way, is advanced driving assistance features, ndio?
Yes. So now, most of the people, the suppliers don't even know this thing can be sold or exist or even where it is.
Haya, so sona ni ile kitu, unajua Nyambura wanasemanga unaongea kizungu sana.
Oh, poleni.
Sona is this is what controls. Unaona ukikaribia gari sana, ile kitu inapiga kelele, inakwambia you're too close to the car. It emits those radar signals that are able to tell the proximity between this car and another car, or this car and an obstacle. So that is what is called sonar. Si ndio?
Yeah. Hii gari ilikunywa maji to like this level, like ili submerge properly. So of course the clock pia ilikunywa maji properly, it didn't work. So clock out. And then now we have the BCM for the car. And this one, when you change it, you all know you have to program the key.
Yeah.
We have this is too far back and reach it.
Hebu toka pia na hiyo steering.
So this is the IPDU, the Intelligent Power Distribution Unit for the car. Didn't survive. And the star of the show, none
Yes.
other than the electronic power
Power
steering.
steering.
Poor, poor.
Sometimes you even wonder why we had to go electronic, yet hydraulic was just working well.
Well, we like soft things of life.
Lakini sasa, now the thing is, this whole part is not bad. Hii part tu ndio mbaya, lakini since there is no one who is selling the motor only,
Yeah.
you have to buy a whole column.
Entire column. The entire column.
Mungai hii tunaweza toa hii tumike kwa reska.
Yeah. So now, when you add all this that you've seen, plus the hybrid battery and the inverter, ukiwa na hii power uone maji, you run for your life. In fact, you turn the other way.
So Nyambura, I have a question for you. So this vehicle is say a 2016, right?
Yeah.
2016, the market price for this car currently is being a 2016 is slightly less than a million, 1,950,000 thereabout. So when you talk about 400K to fix this car, that's more than a third
Of
of
the value of a car.
of the value of the car. So don't you think insurance would have just written off this car, Nyambura?
I think insurance, if it was insurance, it would have written off this car. But just think about having this car and it's on third party. You're writing it off, Aji. You have to fix it unless you'll sell it at a throwaway price.
So this was actually a TPO.
This was a TPO. So it was a TPO, and yeah,
So you must bite the bullet.
you actually eat it. You chew the bullet.
So we are there at costings, but I know most guys will be like, no, but this was an extreme scenario. It's unlikely that a vehicle that will happen to another car. But e-powers and water, for time and again, we have told guys they don't go well. So if you're driving through splashing water, unataka kuchukua zile reels za gari kisplash maji, what could go wrong? Unataka kupelekea msee afanye detailing, what could go wrong? And this is for the guys who are using their e-powers on a day-to-day kind of scenario.
Okay. Fine, we agree. This is it's an isolated case, but it's not so isolated because it could happen to anyone. You know, for the owner of this car, they didn't think they'd be a victim of such an issue. So the reason why time and time again we always say when it's raining as an e-power owner, just be more alert. You more than any other driver, because you know a Toyota battery will drive tutatoa hapo nje tuikaushe
Nairudi.
na irudi. In fact ndivyo tulifanya, ilikauka, tulitoa tu modules
Ikakauka.
ikakauka, tukarudishanisha, and the only thing we changed was that a small computer because now it rusted unfortunately so fast ikatoka meno, so of course communication won't be there. So Toyota can get away more than, actually will get away. If you have a Toyota hybrid, you'll get away more than a Honda owner or a Nissan Note e-Power owner. So in this case, if you're a driver and you own a Nissan Note e-Power, when there's water, if you can avoid the water, just take another route. Just take another route. Okay, fine. Kuna hizi paddles zinakuanga kwa barabara, unapita bora haifiki your door level, like hauingii ndani ya maji, and then so utoke kastero. Utajua ujui.
So the battery, also, we know we keep on telling guys the battery pack for this vehicle is located at a very vulnerable place.
Extremely.
Maybe you can show them practically.
Sure.
Nyambura onyeshe. Show them.
The battery of this car is just below your seats, below the driver and co-driver seat. So in this case, you'll be able to see very well. I'll just move for the camera person. This is where your battery is. This is your battery. And it extends through the driver and the co-driver seats. So it's literally at the floor of this car. In the instance that unapitanga ukigongesha gari chini, hujai fanya service ya hybrid, so hujui kama umetoboa gari chini.
Mm.
So ikiwa na hizo mashimo na maji ingia, itapanda tu level na itafikia
And
hiyo
then
battery.
one thing about e-powers, and I would like you to remind these guys,
Yeah,
these are it's one of the best sellers.
it is.
Remind them that with these e-powers, if the battery has an issue, it's not like a Toyota hybrid that will go into limp mode and it will move.
In fact, Toyota hybrid before iende limp mode juu ya battery.
Itaka.
No, hiyo battery imedie. Ati ikiwa out of balance, a Toyota will move for a year when it's out of balance. This car, if the module is out of balance, there's nowhere you're going.
Well,
There's,
you're toast.
eh, there's no, just know that's it. This car will enter into limp mode, and the only way you're gonna solve it is to change.
You see, actually, I get stoned for saying Nissan and Nissan too. So yes, they are good, they are fancy, they save you a lot of fuel, they give you the thrill of driving. But to be honest, like honestly speaking, Toyota hybrids are indeed better compared to these Nissan e-powers in the event of something going wrong.
Yeah, in the event of something going wrong, Toyotas are very forgiving. Itaishi na wewe na hizo makosa zote. What you did, you didn't do, you guys will live life.
Mm.
This is kidogo, margins of forgiveness are almost negligible.
Mhm.
And just the placement is terrible. You know, you have to be careful with drinks in your car. You have to be careful with detailing work. You know, you can't magic flow to up, find its way into your sockets or into your battery. It's a whole story. You could get lucky if the water is not a lot, could be dried out, ijaingia kwa computers, nothing has shorted. You can always get away. But when it's a lot, there's nowhere you're going, no getting away. So, as an owner of such a car, it's possible to live with this car well, but you have to be very careful and conscious of the usage of your car, you know, just that you have to be very conscious with it. The car wash guys have to be aware of the fact that there's a battery here. You, if you have children, because sometimes when you're doing the hybrid service, unapata they've poured soda huko, they've poured food, it's become liquid, imeingia huko kwa battery. So inataka consciousness, like conscious. You have to be really, really conscious on the use of this car on a daily basis.
And walk in a good way.
Yeah.
Si ile walk ingine.
Yeah, yeah, because now other than the fact that we have to repair everything else, igari lazima iende detailing work.
Because it's dirty. It's very dirty.
It drank water. It really did. If you can see even the area where we have the hatchback, can tell you maji ilipita hapo juu. It was waters were this level. There's now hiyo uchafu yote, the dust, the traces you see all over. All that was water. All that was water that caused that. So again, Nyambura akisema kama uko na hii power uone maji, run for your life. This is why.
Now, looking at the glass half full, is that it can be repairable.
Of
Although the
of
bill will be super high, it's repairable.
of course.
That's the good thing. You only have to have a good pocket.
Unajua, by the way, gari tunaiendesha hivi vile iko inatembea. Hii gari inaenda sana.
I have one advice kwa wase wako na Nissan Note e-power ama Serena e-power. Waende wanunue moja extra ya accident. Weke home to your parts.
When you hater.
No, but is that not true? Is that not a good way?
When you
Because of
hater.
these sonar computers. But what is the likelihood of some of these computers going out ama kuharibika on a normal day-to-day use
No.
in case there is an electrical issue in the car and stuff like that?
Uh, it has to be such a major event like this one.
Mm.
You'll find that you're changing some of these things. It's quite rare. It's really quite rare. It's those special events. So, Igari, me as a potential owner, or an owner already of such a car, si mbaya, msiuziwe baridi na uoga. Na plus ukiwa na shida unanipigia simu. Hakuna shida tuwezi solve.
Bora wallet ikuwe.
You know,
You're leaving out that part.
you of course they know they have to pay. Like it's the service is billable. We'll bill you, but the problem will be solved. See, that's the main point. The problem will be solved, but we will bill you at the end. So yeah. But again, msiseme sikuambia ati maji ni mbaya.
No, the other thing, as we wrap up, between Nissan Note e-Power and a Toyota Aqua, you as a hybrid expert, which one would you go for in terms of how reliable these cars are?
Kuongea ukweli, Toyota inakuanga reliable.
Kuongea ukweli, no, say it louder for the people at the back.
Nilikuwa nasema Toyota uta make it through. Like you won't change major. Okay, other than the fact that I don't like the braking system of a Toyota. The battery will go out faster in the Aqua compared to this. And you will change the braking system at some point because you chapa more. Kuongea kuhusu ni gani unaona if it went through harshest of conditions would
Will
make it
survive.
out. Toyota will make it out.
There we have it. Toyota will make it out. Thank you, Nyambura, for this interesting episode. Asante sana. It's always good to have you here and to shed light on these hybrids, because with the what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz, because
Tumebay e-powers.
itabidi tumebay Aqua.
E-powers for the win.
Yeah. So I think it's good for guys to continue learning more about these cars and what to expect, what to do and what not to do. Actually,
the main purpose for this video is just to educate you guys, to show you, by the way, hatukuangi tukiwapea stories za jaba. This is what could happen to you if you're not careful. You know, if you're not just conscious about your storage. Because sometimes, by the way, if you notice that you guys have underground parking na kunanyesha, toa tu hiyo gari hapo ama uchukue namba yangu.
Umuite immediate emergency response.
Uniite tu nitakam. We even work at night. We uku enjoy. We are out here to make money, but sasa niseme aje, nisha kuambia.
Kama nuwe na make money tumekuwa ushago. And with the clouds looking the way they are looking, this is no longer a it's no longer an isolated case.
Yeah.
It could happen anywhere.
To anyone.
To anyone, because with the poor planning of our houses, our urban setup, then this is no longer an isolated case.
This is a probable case.
Probable case.
To anyone who owns such a wonderful car.
Sawa. Thank you so much and see you next week. Remember, Thursday tuko na episode ingine moto sana ya The Limp Mode Podcast.
Thank you guys. See you.